Well, hello, thank you for joining us. Do you want to introduce yourself and a bit about your business?
Yeah, my name's Charlotte. I started up musical theatre Mementoes because I'm a musical theatre addict. um, Loved it since I was tiny. When I went into the real world in a regular job, I got really bored. All I was enjoying was the Amdram, so I decided to go back and train. And so I was trained musical theatre performer now, and I teach it. And that led to me giving lots of presents around musical theatre. And my friends were asking for presents for other friends, which led to me thinking this could be a business. So
Wow.
we do custom orders and we hold some things on stock. But custom orders are the same price as a regular order, as long as you're getting the same size thing. So I didn't want to make that any more complicated for you. We use a lot of different mixed mediums. I sew things, I collage things. I try and use as much vintage stuff as I can when I'm doing the collages. Uh, and I love records. So I also source musical theatre records and I frame them up as art pieces. They do have the records in them. So if you are wanting to play them, like by all means, I let people get them out, have a look, check they're okay. Because I tend to find most people either keep them really well or play them to death because they love them so much. Um, yeah,
Makes sense.
I've thrown a few things up in the background. I have a few here that I can show you because it's probably
Yeah,
more interesting
please.
hearing me talk. Um, so yeah, I'll throw some things out for you. Sorry, I sew in cross stitch, and how cross stitch works, I don't know if anyone knows. You can do a full stitch or a half stitch, so they create very different effects. Let's try and hold this up correctly to the camera. So hopefully you guys have found
Ah,
enough to know
that's
which one this
Oh,
one
that's
is.
beautiful.
So this is Wicked in like a full cross stitch, which basically means it's a really bold colour. I'll try and hold it a little bit nearer. Has its
yeah,
own
no, that's
aesthetic.
great.
And
Wow.
then just to show you the difference, I've done the same one in a half stitch, which gives a little bit more of a sketch effect.
Oh, yeah, so you can
Ooh.
really see that.
Yeah, you can see the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, some people really love the sketch effect, some love the full colour. It's, 12 of one, half dozen of the other, really. And I can do them for any musical. You said, oh, my favourite musical is Annie. But I have a lot I have already done. I see a few of them behind. And I also do Pride versions as well. So you can see a little Pride Lion King. I don't know this super tiny thing right now. And then some of the records I mentioned. So I have a lot of this smaller size, which people like because they're super cute.
Yes.
Oh, those are
Oh, that is so
adorable.
cute.
And where all the writing's probably backwards for you guys. Sorry about that. um, but as I said, the vinyls are all in there if you want to get them playable, or I can sell them without the frames as well. I tend to find most people want them for the artwork nowadays. Not everyone has a vinyl player like me.
Yeah.
Don't know about you guys, but what I really like about musical theatre is finding some of the obscure ones. Like
Mm.
I love modern stuff, but when I find older stuff, I get really excited. So when I find older LPs, I'm like jumping. And I also get excited by the different artwork because there's loads of different artwork for different shows or different
Yeah.
releases.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally just grabbed a few, and now I've said that there won't be any random ones here. But I've got me and my girl. It's got
Oh,
protective covering on it, which is why it's all super fun. I'm trying not to get too much shine on it for you.
Yes.
And then every now and again, I find one which is more about the actual stars of musical theatre. So we've got Bette Midler here.
Oh, yeah.
I love that
Oh,
one.
that is so cute. I don't know if
And I can
anybody else that's doing this
no,
at
I don't
all.
think so.
we love to hear. And the idea is also if there's a particular one you're looking out for, I can source it. I don't know if you guys ever deal with records, but they're really heavy when you're holding more than like five. So I
Mm.
can't bring all of them to every show. I wish I could. And one of the other things I want to grab for you, I'll give you this one, is some of my collage pieces. So,
Oh, that's so cute.
That-
and I also do song lyrics. It can be from a musical theatre show. Oh gosh, all of the light. It can be from a musical theatre show. It can be from a regular show. But I use vintage scores for all of the vintage work here, and I do them in vintage tiles from in black and white and black.
How
Wow.
cute.
The idea is you can customize your own one with these. So I did the maths, and I've done a try to do. Chaos behind me. Try to do a little how step by step for the stall. But the
Oh,
idea
great.
is you pick your frame, you pick the tiles you want, you pick if you want a plain background or if you want the collage, you pick if you want a mount, if you want that plain or if you want the collage. Then by the time you've done all of that and all the combinations, something like 26 different varieties before you change your lyric. So you're getting
Oh
a
my
completely different one.
goodness. So fully like you can get what you want.
Yeah. And I've just been starting, going to see how these go. So who remembers these?
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Little hammer bees.
oh
They
no.
are so
Oh,
cute.
the bane of my existence.
I'm,
As a
I'm not
mother.
going to lie. My friend's little girl was doing some of these, and it all flashed back into my head. And I got so excited that I was like, I'm going to do it just because I want to play with hammer beads, and we'll see how it goes. So I've done a few of them, and I had a great time. This has come from away. It's probably
Obviously.
inverted for you guys, so it must look a little bit crazy. But yes, I've done a load of those. Again, custom orders. I'm happy to do. And I've got lots of other things in the pipeline. I've been working on some Christmas related stuff.
Oh,
Ooh.
Hopefully I'll have enough to be able to say it will be at the fair. Oh, maybe I'll just bring a tiny, tiny amount. So I've been making some decorations that are
oh,
character themed. So if I put that one with
yeah.
this one,
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
so we have Dorothy and the Wicked
And
Witch.
Wicked.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, those are so cute.
So hopefully there'll be some of those at the fair as well.
Well,
That's a sort of really quick roundup
Yeah.
of what I do. I do different collage works as well, but I haven't built up enough background to show you right now. By the fair, there will be more. And I am going to run a competition at the fair because
Oh,
normally all the records I deal with are vintage. So someone at some point has listened to them. But I've managed to get my hands on on brand new, shiny, still in wrapping
Oh, wow.
Cinderella, Andrew Lloyd Webber LP. It's the 3 LP version, so super pack.
Whoa.
So I'm going to do a little raffle for this on the day,
wow.
whether someone wants to listen to it, or just display it, or just have it to be like ha ha ha. But as
Yeah,
a
what
lot
a
of the newer
treat.
ones, I thought I saw it, I'll do it, we'll get it going.
That's really cool. It sounds like your stand's going to be quite the treasure trove.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I want it to be. I think it is.
So what got you into musical theatre? Because there are so many different like inspirations you could have taken from. I mean, there are tons of albums out there. There are tons of things to cross stitch and to collage. So what drew you
I'm
to
working my
musical
way through
theatre?
them. um, well, I've always loved musical theatre. I grew up on weirdly Gilbert and Sullivan, Disney, and then musical theatre. So it was in the genes.
Yeah.
I really like a lot of the modern stuff, but I grew up on Rodgers and Hammerstein and Gilbert and Sullivan, so I also really enjoy those. There isn't. I know a lot of people lean one way or the other. I'm not that
Yeah.
person at all.
Bit of
I
everything.
went, yeah, I've always done some kind of drama or singing, and then I went to uni and did the whole academic thing. While I was there, I started a musical theatre society because I was missing performing so much. Realised I preferred that to my actual course, which rung a few bells. And then sort of went into the real world, decided the real world wasn't as good as the fun I was having in Amdram world, and then decided to retrain. So I trained, and from that, met loads of people in the industry and loads of people around the industry. And then when I started giving sort of cast gifts to people or birthday presents or whatever, I was making these types of things, and everyone else kept asking. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then I was like, there's a niche.
Yeah.
But I try and obviously I do custom orders, so I'll do any that people request. These ones, off the top of my head, are the ones where the logos really catch, because
Yeah.
quite a lot of them, the logos are the names, and I can do that too. But then essentially you're reading the name, which I don't think is quite as fun as having like a variation of the image itself.
Yes.
But I mean, I've just done some custom orders where I've done four smaller sewn pieces of four different shows in one of those size frames.
Oh, that's cute.
So, you know, it really is a collaborative process. If there's something you want, we can go backwards and forwards on it. And for that, I mean, I think one of the ones I ended up including was West Side Story. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about West Side Story. And now I'm like, oh, that's a really good visual.
Yeah.
And a Little Shop of Horrors as well.
Yeah, that's a good staple, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. Do you have your musical theatre favorite? So if you were to have a little collage of the shows that you're like, these are my shows, what would they be?
I feel like that's, you know, when people ask like, which is your favorite child, really? Or like, in my
Yeah.
case, Crazy Animal Lady, like, which is your favorite pet? And I'm like, choose between them.
That's why I never choose a number. It's just like
No,
the favorites that come to mind.
No, what I always try and say when I ask that question is, what's one of your favorites at the moment? Like, if you answered in 5 minutes, you could change your answer. But no, I have some that are like close to my heart, as it were. I always think of my mum when I hear Evita. I always think of my dad when I hear Seven Brides of Seven Brothers or Sound of Music. Um, I love Phantom of the Opera, and Les Mis, and all the Schoenberg stuff, really. But I'm also a Sondheim fan, and I know he's also very Marmite. Like, some people love him, some people hate him. But at the moment, I'm seeing more current musical theatre than I am the revivals. But just obviously to go against that, most recent thing I saw was Hello Dolly. So
Yeah.
I've yet to find a musical I really don't like. Obviously, I like some more, but I've sometimes leave a play thinking, I don't think I've ever left a musical thinking,
Yeah. Just musical theatre. All of it as a whole.
yeah. Well, it's the escapism, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
that's what we all go for. I mean, be it movies, be it musical theatre, be it an album. It's that moment of stepping away from yourself and getting the catharsis from the characters release, like yourself.
And music has a way of doing that much quicker than just speech, you know, just dialogue does, which is where I think musical theatre is so magical in that area, is that there's emotional connection much quicker.
What I was always taught on the performing side is, when a character has a feeling, they talk about it. And when it's too big to talk about, they sing about it. And then when it's too big to sing about it, they dance about it. And obviously, normally you're adding on to that. And I'm definitely a singer, actor, mover. I can dance, but I don't advertise myself as a dancer. But lots of people are the other way. And so for me, it's the music I really like, is the heart of it. But I know that other people pick up on different elements of it. But acting through song is it's glorious to watch, and it's fun to do.
Absolutely. Definitely agree there.
So you've got some special things coming up for the market, which sounds very exciting. And you'll certainly be chatting to people and taking custom orders on the day. So people need to get their thinking caps on and get some ideas going.
Yeah, and I mean, with the custom orders, I have little forms for them, but also if you're in a rush or it is for a birthday or a special occasion, whatever, do let me know, just so I can sort of prioritize stuff around, because the sewing stuff, for anyone out there who sews, does take a little bit longer than some of the other stuff.
Of course.
How long does it usually take you to come up with a design or an idea? Do you have a process that you follow, or?
The idea part is, because obviously it's based around something that already exists. So some of them are quite carbon copy. And then I'll just change maybe some of the shades or the slight layout. Some I won't go for a logo based thing. I'll go for an idea from it. So Little Shop, it's Audrey 2. is the one that I've been doing. But again, the idea is if there's something someone likes or wants to change, like if you, I don't know, like if you saw that one on the sale, but then was like, oh, actually, I don't like that you don't have a background. Could you do it in with a red background? I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And I'll happily go backwards and forwards over email, like over a design. So I'll like pencil it out, and that's what I did in the last couple. So the idea is that the design process can take as long as you guys want it to if I'm designing something from scratch. But obviously, if you're in a rush, I will be like, okay, so do I have a little bit of leeway to push it?
And if people say this sounds amazing and they can't wait for the market, where do they get hold of you now?
Well, I have learned that I am very good at making the stuff and very bad at photographing it in a successful way for my socials. So they are all kind of reserved or pending or have an introduction. But the best way is probably my email or Instagram. So my email is musical theatre mementos. It's spelled on the thingy down here, but basically it's all the E's.
Yeah.
At hotmail.com. And I did a really great job in picking this because obviously, as you guys know, theatre, different spelling in America from here.
Yeah.
Mementos, apparently 3 different official spellings across English, England and UK.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, sorting out domains and stuff is still proving fun. But yes, musical theatre mementos at hotmail.com, or you can find me on Insta.
As musical theatre mementos.
With the E's.
All the E's and then the 2's. 1 second, let me go up here. So
oh yes.
Oh, how
musical
handy.
theatre lovers, guys, theatre lovers. Hard to hold still. And then it's just musical theatre mementos all together, no spaces, nothing like that on Insta.
Great. And at the market, are you going to be taking cash, card, both? Both. Fantastic.
I'm on Sum Up, and I always try and keep a little bit of cash just for those who have it.
And sort of price ranges, what would you say?
Well, I'm hoping to add a few other things, but it varies from about £15 to about 35 for all the pre-made stuff. As I said, if you're going for the same size of something, it's the same price for a custom. But if it's getting more complicated or bigger, then obviously we can talk prices.
Yeah. Great. Well, I think that's everything.
I think so.
Okay, so if you could just reiterate, nice, short and sweet, who you are, what you sell, and your socials.
I'm Charlotte at Musical Theatre Mementos. My email is musicaltheatremementos@hotmail.com. Spelling's all down here. Socials are in progress, but Insta is up and running. And we sell lots of different musical theatre things, custom orders and ready-made. We have cross-stitch pieces, half cross-stitch pieces, collage pieces of lyric art, vintage vinyls, framed or unframed, and 1 or 2 new ones as well. Oh, and the hammer beads. How could I forget the hammer beads?
Oh my gosh, yes. So basically, if you want a very nice little treasure trove to go and look at Musical Theatre Market, this is one of the stands to keep an eye on.
Yeah, all my stuff currently, some things I add in might not be, are all framed as well. So they're quite easy to box up as a gift and have on display.
Great. And it's quite close to Christmas, so it's a good time to start shopping for gifts.
Yes, all of your musical theatre crazy friends, like, bring them in.
Exactly. Bring them in. Bring them in.